We are joined now by UTEP head coach Dana Dimel. Coach, thank you so much for joining us.
Always good to spend time with you, that's for sure.
Definitely. Well, it's been 2 years since we've seen you at one of these events. What's it like to be back at coaching school?
It's definitely a nice thing to see all your old acquaintances. It's sensory overload, though. You know, I'm not used to it. I've been out of it for a while. This type of setting, but it just comes back to you really quick.
No question. Well, heading into your 4th year now, from year 1 to year 4, I mean, where do you feel like you guys have grown the most?
You know, I feel like we've really increased our talent level, which is obviously the most important thing to do, is bring in better football players, but I also like the way our players handle themselves. I love the way they work. I love the way they handle themselves in the classroom. My academic issues have become minimized, and so all those things kind of feed off of academics. I feel like if your guys are disciplined enough to care about themselves and care about their schoolwork, the rest of it kind of falls into place. So I'm hoping to see that with an even more disciplined football team this year.
Well, where do you feel like you guys have grown the most? And on top of that, where do you think that you've kind of improved your talent the most?
Yeah, again, I think we've improved our depth, and that's what coaches are always looking to do. You know, it's funny, I spend just as much time thinking about my 2s and 3s, our 2s and 3s, than I do our 1s. And so I think we've built our depth. I think positionally we've built some really good depth at some of the key spots that we need to have depth. I feel like our offensive line's got to the point now where we have an incredible amount of depth, which is really nice to have. And I feel like our secondary, we've really finally got our secondary going into this season with the kind of depth that we want to have in the secondary, because everybody struggles to get guys up front. And that's always been the quest, and it's always hard. And I think we've got to the stage where we have a good front seven. But I really feel good about our back end, because even if you're good up front, people can throw the ball on the top of you, because you can't have any weaknesses. And so I feel like we've strengthened the depth in our secondary as well.
Well, you brought on 2 new coordinators. Let's start on offense. Offensive coordinator Dave Warner has a background at Michigan State. You obviously worked with him at Houston as well.
Right.
What kind of made you identify him as the guy to kind of help take over that offense?
Dave and I have been, always stayed in close touch. And, even at my times at Kansas State, I always kept in mind, hey, if I get a head coaching job, or if I take another offensive coordinator job, who would I want to have with me? And Dave's been a guy that if any of those things ever happened, he would have been top of my list as somebody I would love to have with me. Obviously, he was been at a fantastic place and was no position to leave. But as we know, our position, can be very dynamic. Our profession can be very dynamic. And so Dave is a guy that just very, much someone that I trust, I believe in. I know he's done it at the highest levels. He's taken Michigan State to a playoff football team and had great success there. And I think that's important too. I wanted to hire coaches that had been around success, because success can be contagious, and I wanted our guys to get a feel for guys that had that type of demeanor to them.
On the defensive side of the ball, bringing in Bradley Dale Pavito, what kind of made you identify him?
Again, Bradley and I were together same time Dave and I were together at U of H. Bradley's a tremendous upbeat, motivational person, and I feel like our talent level has gotten so much better, and I feel like Bradley being able to motivate the guys is a really positive thing. Like you and I have talked about, I was very happy with where our defense was. It wasn't that I wasn't happy where it was, but we had to find somebody to replace our defensive coordinator, Mike Cox, who left, and so finding Bradley Dale was just perfect, because, I think the players are going to really love it, and I think he's going to bring a bunch of energy. And not only that, he's a great recruiter, highly recognized national recruiter, so that part of it was a caveat as well.
Well, I know the topic du jour right now in college football is NIL. I think that El Paso is such an interesting location for NIL. Do you kind of feel like that maybe in some ways could be an advantage for you guys?
I do. I think NIL is going to be something that we're the only show in town, and you hear that. But we got, it's funny. You can go from one end of El Paso to the other 25, 30 miles. Julie and I were just talking about when we drove back into town the other day. We hit the east side, and we got 25 miles to get to our house on the west side. There's a lot of people there, and there's nothing else professionally besides the Chihuahuas have a great program, the Locomotives, our soccer program, to really draw football-wise to our fan base. And so UTEP's the best recognizable athletes in the whole city. And so with that being said, I think our players have a great chance to really develop themselves. And with more success that we have, the market's really going to open up for them.
I'd be remiss to ask. Obviously, last year was such a difficult year in the city of El Paso and at UTEP. how nice is it just to be able to kind of focus on football and have that be the main focus?
It's been really good. You know, you can't ever keep your guard down, as you and I visited about earlier. You know, I don't think we've put anything behind us. I don't feel that we're normal yet. You know, I still have my guard up because you never know. We've seen some things happen here recently where I still worry about it, but it's nice. You know, what really hurt us last year is losing all of our home games. We were undefeated at home last year, 2-0, and then we lose the rest of our home games. It really had dramatic impact on us, you know, going to a bowl game last year. I really felt like we were positioned to go to a bowl game last year and didn't get the opportunity because we lost all those home games.
Well, to close things out, you know, heading into year 4, what do you feel like you guys need to show to feel like you're on track?
Yeah, improvement. You know, I think we showed a lot of improvement last year, and I don't think we can take anything for granted. We need to continue to show improvement, and I feel like we've really increased our talent base so much and just increased our character of our culture. So I really feel like we're moving, you know, in a strong direction. And I'm right where I wanted to be going into year 4, but now we got to get the wins on the field because that's what it's all about, developing winning programs.
Thanks again to UTEP coach Dana Dimel for the time, and good luck this year.
Yeah, thanks. Good seeing you like always.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.